I know a lot of people worry about the kind of in favor of a mandate or a law that would say, hey, you have to wear a mask until this is over, versus the we can say that the individual rights argument is kind of silly in this case, but at is the onus on the response on the individual? Like, is the individual responsible for their actions at this point? And if you know somebody who doesn't want to wear a mask, is it on you to kind of say, hey, you're not wearing a mask for whatever reason, I'm not going to hang out with you because you're being dumb, and that's on me to stay away from you? Or is it on the government to kind of make them do that? I've seen that kind of question thrown around a lot, and it's made me think, because for me, it's kind of on the individual, right? If somebody doesn't want to wear a mask, then I'm not going to hang out with them. But I don't think it's in the government's role to make somebody do something like that. But also on the flip side, it's a health issue, and so I can see both sides. What do you guys kind of think about that? Also,
Yeah.
feel free to jump in on each other's comments. I don't have to ask you to say stuff. If somebody says something and if you feel like you have something to add or you want to jump in, please feel free. Like, the conversation can go where it goes, and if you guys get off the rails, then I can come bring it back. But it's kind of what we're here for to get discussions going. So don't leave it to me to ask you guys specific questions, but we can go off the one that I just outlined, and we can go from there.
Yeah, I can kick it off. So I think, to your point, it can't really be on the government. It'd be way too hard to enforce. I think you should wear a mask because you're not a shitty person, but that's my personal opinion. But I think that's where you can lean on private businesses. If you have to wear shoes to enter a store or a restaurant, then they have the right to enforce a similar rule with the mask.
Exactly. Because
Yeah, I totally agree with that, son. I would also say that yeah, if you're like hanging around people like, I don't have to wear a mask, like I don't want to wear a mask, then that's on you. If you get sick and get someone else sick and they happen to die, then that's on you, not being responsible and kind of taking in something that's actually objective reality. Like there is a virus and it's actually affecting people globally. So I feel like that yeah, if you I mean I don't think it's a government role either to kind of intervene. Say, hey, if you don't wear a mask, we'll fine you, or it's law. But I mean, yeah, I think it's just on you as your own individual American. I mean, you have the right. If you don't want to wear one, but there's if you go into a place of business, they have the right to deny you because they want to protect the people that are also providing business for them. So I totally agree with that.
that's true. Like I definitely think that on an individual level, yeah, you should be like, hey, look, please wear your mask because it's getting out of hand. But on the flip side, so many people are so quick to get up in arms about like, I don't need to wear my mask, and they will actually get physical with you
Right.
at that point. So
Yeah.
so it's kind of touch and go because yes, you don't want to involve the government or God forbid law enforcement, but at a certain point you have to think like, okay, where does that line cross where you have people showing up to you trying to spit in your face, cursing you out, putting their hands on you,
Right.
and at some points like like you can only do but so much as an individual, so you're going to need something to back you up, where
Right.
the local government, state, federal, whatever, but there needs to be some type of middle ground that kind of, look, if you guys want this to actually fully work, you guys need to have some type of basis that we
I
all
think
can.
they have implemented some type of assault charge
They have.
associated with
They
that.
have.
Oh, they
We've
good.
definitely
Okay.
done it. They've
Hmm.
done it at our
Yeah.
college. We've
Yep.
had people come in, teachers, the school's closed. They come in, I'm not gonna wear a mask. Okay, sorry, you're not allowed in, and we literally lock the door and close it back because we have to go up and physically open the door for them. But people don't want to listen. They want to destroy property. They want to do what they want. A lot of people like to do what they want. Not everyone, but most people do. A lot of them. And I think, for me personally, I've seen people. You ask them to wear a mask, they go back to the car. You have your mask? Yeah, I have it. Still not on their face. Can you put it on? Sure. They put it over like their chin and their mouth and nose still showing. And okay, like you know, it, it's a thing of people are going to want to do what they want when they want, how they want. They're not going to listen. And at the end of the day, like Will said, it's going to be up to them when they get sick and then pass it on to someone else who already has pre-existing health conditions and they pass away. That's going to be on their conscience, you know? And I try to tell people all the time, you know, just make the harder right, choose the harder right over the easier wrong. And choosing the harder right is wearing a mask. Okay. And that comes from our old superintendent, General Castlin. But he always used to, he still voices it now as the president of University of South Carolina. He still says, you know, choose the harder right over the easier wrong. And that involves wearing a mask. Just do it. It's not that hard. I mean, do you want to keep getting a little swab stuck all the way up to your brain every time you want to do something? Like for me, sports, rugby, I have to do that for every game. Like, no, I don't. So I wear a mask. It's that simple.